integument of silkworm Bombyx mori. Dear students, in today's lecture, let us make an attempt to know about integument of silkworm Bombyx mori. Introduction. The integument or body wall of silkworm is the exterior tissue of the body and appendages. It originally comes from ectoderm. The integument comprises of the basement membrane, epidermis and cuticle. The cuticle is the exterior layer. It is produced by epidermal cells and covers the entire body. Body wall provides physical protection for internal organs and reduces water loss to a very low level, prevents entry of foreign materials both living and non-living into the body such as pathogen and other detrimental things. It acts as receptors of foreign stimuli and plays important role in energy exchange and production of body colors. It serves as a framework of body forms and act as a metabolic reserve to be used cyclically to construct new integument in the next stage or during periods of metabolic activity or starvation. For instance, interior portion of the cuticle, the endocuticle, will be digested and reabsorbed during ecdysis. Apodermics, which are formed by the invagination of the integument, provide internal area for muscle attachment. Structure and function of integument. To understand the mechanism of ecdysis, it is necessary to know the structure of the integument. The integuments of silkworm larva comprises the outermost layer called the primary cuticle, followed inwards by a secondary cuticle. Both of them together are called the cuticle and are formed from a substance called chitin. The surface of the primary cuticle has numerous nodules with pores. Depending upon the strain of the silkworm and its integumentary pattern, the shape, size and density of these nodules vary. In the European and Japanese race, the nodules are large and very dense. On the other hand, these nodules are short and scattered in the Chinese bivoltine strain. In the Japanese polyvoltine strains are almost devoid of these nodules. Instead, they have a few tubercles. Looking at this from the pattern found on the surface, most of them show a body surface with patterns on some parts but not on others. In the regions where the pigments collectively form a pattern, the nodules are more dense than other regions. Polyvoltine silkworm strains have a shiny appearance, which is primarily due to the near substance of nodules. The pigments forming various types of patterns are mostly present in the primary cuticle and also at a high concentration in the nodules. No pigment associated with any of the patterns found in silkworms is present in the secondary cuticle. The pore canals commonly found in the cuticle of a large number of other insects and are difficult to differentiate in silkworm larvae even under a microscope. However, in electron microscopy, the integument reveals a structure resembling the pore canals. On the inner side of the primary and secondary cuticle, there is a layer of epidermal cells under which lies the basement membrane. Each of the epidermal cells has a nucleus and these cells also contain pigments which form different patterns. Larval integument. The larval integument comprises of three main layers. The exterior layer is the cuticle, the middle layer is the epidermis and the interior layer is the basement membrane. Basement membrane is an acellular multi-layer membrane under electron microscope. Though the basement membrane may be produced by hemocytes, the epidermal cells also participate in its synthesis during healing of wound. Its main component is neutral mucopolysaccharide. This membrane function is an isolation of epidermal cells from body cavity. It permits selectively chemical compounds and hormones enter epidermal cellular layer. Epidermal layer is rested on the outer side of the basement membrane and is one cell thick layer. During growing period, epidermal cells are cuboidal, its nucleus is slightly spherical, its endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi bodies are well developed and plasmic filaments arise from the apices of the cell. These filaments form the passage extending into the cuticle. During the formation of new cuticle, the cellular membrane forms the longitudinal folds in order to increase the absorbing area. Sometimes the epidermal cells contain pigments and urate crystals. The epidermal is only living layer, it secretes new cuticle under stimulation of molting hormone at various developmental phase, causes periodical ecdysis. The epidermal cells may be differentiated into sense organs and various integumental outgrowth such as setae and scales etc. may be modified into various glands. The cuticle is produced by epidermal cells. Its main components include water, protein, chitin and lipid. The cuticle includes three primary layers: the inner endocuticle, the middle exocuticle and the outer epicuticle. The endocuticle is rested on the epidermal layer. It is the thickest layer and composed of emillae. 4/5 of the cuticle in thickness belongs to endocuticle. It is mainly composed of chitin and protein. Chitin and protein bind together to form a complex glycoprotein and chitin protein. Chitin is a kind of N-polysaccharide. Its physical and chemical properties is similar to cellulose and it does not dissolve in hot water, diluted acid, diluted alkali, acetone, alcohol, trichloromethane and ether, but it can be extendable. Endocuticular protein is a sort of dissolvable arthropodial protein which have their special property. Endocuticle is not only tanned with quinines converted phenols, thus it is softy and full of elasticity and flexibility. Endocuticle does not contain pigments and most of the endocuticle will be dissolved and reabsorbed during ecdysis. Endocuticle is very thin, its thickness is about 9/5 of the cuticle. It is differentiated from endocuticle and composed mainly of chitin and protein. In exocuticle, the protein is tanned into chitinous exoskeleton. In the newly exuvated larvae, newly pupa and newly adults, the body walls are softy and light color because of their integuments have not developed completely and tanned. But sometimes later epidermal cells generate a kind of polyphenol oxidase which is transferred to epicuticle through the pore canals and accumulates right beneath the epicuticle and reacts with tyrosine in the cuticle. The reactions form 3,4 dihydroxyphenylamine called simply DOPA, DOPA, which is transformed into N-acetyl-doamine through dopamine. The production of N-acetyl-doamine is primarily component for protein tanning. The N-acetyl dopamine is oxidated to form quinine, which diffuses and links protein molecules together. This process makes the soft and dissolvable protein tanned into hard sterilized protein. The tanning of protein is usually accompanied by darkening, that is melanization, that is because the quinine produced may be further polymerized into melanin. At this moment, the exocuticle is formed and meanwhile the integument gets dark. Epicuticle is the outermost layer of the cuticle and is an exceptionally thin region which is composed of two layers, the lipoprotein layer and the wax layer. Lipid and protein is the main chemical element of the former lipoprotein layer. The lipoprotein layer is the deep in color and no elasticity and no flexibility and is firstly formed layer during production of new cuticle. It can isolate new cuticle from the old cuticle and possesses selective permeability. It permits the products digested by molting fluid to penetrate this layer, but it cannot be dissolved by a molting fluid and does not permit the molting fluid to penetrate this layer. In addition, it seems to be highly resistant to molting fluid and to protect the newly formed cuticle. The lipoprotein layer is covered with wax. The wax layer exhibits well is lipophobicity and strong hydrophobicity. It can prevent foreign materials from entering the body and water in the body from overlosing. The permeability of the integument to water depends mainly on the quality and quantity of wax in the epicuticle. For instance, multivoltane varieties have fewer wax than the bivoltane varieties. Therefore, the integuments for the multivoltane varieties are more permeable to water than those of bivoltane varieties. Larvae reared with high quality mulberry leaves have thicker wax layer than those with young seedlings or old mulberry leaves. The wax amounts are not significantly different among various developmental stages except newly molted silkworm, but after beginning to cocoon formation, the amounts of wax are getting more and more, especially during pupation. The wax amounts increase sharply. The permeability to water in late pupal stage is larger than in the early pupal stage. This is due to not only increasing the wax amount, but also raising the wax melting point. There are tiny pores canals traversing the cuticle. Their base link with the epidermal cells and their apices reach to inside small processes and branch. The pore canals function as transporting secretions such as chitin, protein and lipid by epidermal cells. Being exoskeleton cuticle bears muscles, these cuticle muscles are bound together in a special mode so that the force produced by the muscular construction can reach to the exoskeleton, but these two parts will depart and reconstruct new linkage. Linkage between muscles and integument depends on the skin at the cuticular layer. These two components form tonofibrillae. Pupal and adult integument. The pupal integument is almost the same as larval integument and is composed of basement membrane, epidermis and cuticle too. But unlike larval cuticle, the pupal cuticle is composed of 4 layers, that is epicuticle, exocuticle, mesocuticle and endocuticle. The mesocutical layer is between exocuticle and endocuticle, and it is colorless, but it can be dyed by a special dye purified from diode. In addition, the exocuticle is greatly tanned and harder than that of larvae. The adult integument is similar to pupal integument except covering by scales. The cuticle is composed of 4 layers too, that is epicuticle, exocuticle, mesocuticle and endocuticle. However, new cuticle differentiation is much earlier for the adult integument than that for pupal integument. Usually, the day before adult emergence, the tanned and the colored exocuticle can be seen, but tanning extent is much lighter than that in pupa. However, cuticular structure in adult and pupal stage may be different depending on various body regions. For example, the exocuticle and mesocuticle are absent at conjunctive, thus these regions the cuticle appears to be softy and flexible. Integumental derivatives. The integumental derivatives are formed through modification of epidermal cells or the cuticle. Setae, scales are common outgrowths of the integument. Molting gland is common derivatives inside the body wall setae. Setae. There are many setae on the integument. Setae are formed by an epidermal cells through outgrowth. This epidermal cells is called trichogen cell. The cytoplasm above the nucleus firstly produce many granules. The trichogen cell accumulate these granules and meanwhile outgrow into setae. Outside the trichogen cell at the setae base is the thin trichogen cell which forms a sheath for the trichogen cell. Many trichogen cells are linked with sensory cells beneath the epidermis, thus to form sensillae. During ecdysis, setae falls off at the base of the seta. New setae are produced by the epidermal cells. There are also papillary, spiniform and rod shaped apophyses on the larval integument, but these apophyses differ from the setae in structure. Scale. Entire body of the adult is covered by the scales. Scales and setae are homogeneous. Their structures are capsular when forming and the outgrowths are contracted finally into scales. The top margin bears many saw-like teeth, but some scales look like hairs. These scales have no saw-like top margin or few saw-like teeth on the margin. Generally speaking, the scales on the wings are larger and shorter with more saw-like teeth on their top margin. The scales on the body are thinner and longer with less saw-like teeth on their top margins. There are more scales at the anterior portion of each segment than at posterior portion. There are more scales on the dorsal and on the lateral surfaces, but there are no scales on the conjunctiva. Molting gland. The molting gland is also called epidermal gland. It is formed by the modification of epidermal cells. The molting gland exits in the epidermis and appears to be capsular. Each molting gland is composed of 3 cells. The largest cell at the center is the secretory cell, which has branchy nucleus. The lateral sides of the secretory cells are two small conducting tubular cells. Two cells combine together to form the tubule and have round nucleus. There are 15 pairs of molting glands in the larval integument. Each of 3 thoracic segments and the first to 9th abdominal segments has 1 pair of molting glands respectively on the larval surfaces. Other 3 pairs of molting glands exits at the base of the abdominal legs. These molting glands have special secretory functions. The secretory cells can secrete the molting fluid which contains chitinase and proteinase. The molting fluid is excreted into the space between the newly forming epicuticle and the old endocuticle by the secretory cells. It dissolves the endocuticle of the old cuticle and it functions as lubrication. The molting glands are different in size. The molting glands in the abdomen are larger than those in thorax. At the very beginning of the molting, because of the secretion of the molting fluids during the ecdysis, the glands recover gradually with the excretion of molting fluid, formation and thickening of the new cuticle, and then the molting glands become inactive again. Secretion of the molting fluid. A new cuticle forms below the old cuticle. It would be interesting to know how new and old cuticles separate and subsequently the molting occurs. The molting fluid is secreted from two tissues, Malpighian tubules and molting glands. When the lumen of the Malpighian tubule is observed under a microscope, two types of crystalline substances are seen. One of them is the oxalic acid crystals and the other uric acid crystals. The contents of the Malpighian tubules are released into the space between the old and new cuticle. The molting glands are also rich in fluid content, accumulating the fluid during the period from feeding stage to the molting stage. This fluid is also released into the space between the old and new cuticle just before molting. Accordingly, the larvae which has completed molting has empty molting glands. Ecdysis of the old cuticle becomes easier due to these two types of fluids. Formation of the new cuticle. When the silkworm larvae enters the pre-molting stage, the epidermal cells of the integument undergo several changes in morphology, nucleus and cytoplasm. Firstly, the epidermal cells become highly elongated and the nuclei were close to the basement membrane migrate to near center. The chromatin of the nuclei also undergo changes and large number of nucleoli are formed. A part of nucleoplasm enters the cytoplasm. Vacuoles appear in the cytoplasm and a large amount of glycogen appears around them. Again, the content of ribonucleic acid, that is RNA, increases enormously in the cytoplasm. These are the changes occurring in the epidermal cells when larvae have entered peak period of molting. When the larval integument is injured, regeneration of the injured part does not occur by multiplication of the epidermal cells immediately surrounding the injured part, but by the accumulation of the hemocytes which become transformed into epidermal cells and form a layer. Summary: the integument comprises of basement membrane, epidermis and cuticle. The cuticle is the exterior layer. It is produced by epidermal cells and covers the entire body. The integument of silkworm larva comprises the outermost layer called the primary cuticle, followed inwardly by a secondary cuticle. Each of the epidermal cells has a nucleus, and these cells also contain pigments which form different patterns. The larval integument comprises of three main layers. The exterior layer is the cuticle, the middle layer is the epidermis, and the interior layer is the basement membrane. Epidermal layer is rested on the outer side of the basement membrane and is one cell thick layer. The cuticle is produced by the epidermal cells. Its main component include water, protein, chitin and lipid. The cuticle includes three primary layers: the inner endocuticle, the middle exocuticle and the outer epicuticle. It can isolate new cuticle from the old cuticle and possesses selective permeability. The cuticle is composed of four layers too. The integumental derivatives are formed through modification of epidermal cells or the cuticle. Setae, scales are common outgrowth of the integument. Molting gland is common derivatives inside the body wall setae. There are many setae on the integument. Setae are formed by the epidermal cells through outgrowth. This epidermal cells is called trichogen cell. The molting gland is also called epidermal gland. It is formed by the modification of the epidermal cells. Each molting gland is composed of three cells. The largest cell at the center is the secretory cell, which has a branchy nucleus. There are 15 pairs of molting glands in the larval integument. A new cuticle forms below the old cuticle. It would be interesting to know how the new and old cuticle separate and subsequently the molting occurs. The molting fluid is secreted from two tissues, that is Malpighian tubules and molting glands. With this we come to an end of the chapter Integument of Silkworm Bombyx mori. Thank you.